Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, and dear friends, in a world that often feels divided and disconnected, there is one powerful force that has the ability to bridge all gaps love. Love is a universal language that transcends borders, cultures, and backgrounds. It is the most fundamental and profound way to connect with one another and to lead with compassion, understanding, and empathy. Lead with love is not just a slogan, it's a call to action. It is a way of leading in business, in relationships, in community, and in life. When we lead with love, we are making a conscious decision to uplift others, to support them in their journeys, and to create spaces where people feel valued and understood. But what does it truly mean to lead with love? It means embracing vulnerability and showing kindness, even when it's not the easiest path. It means listening with empathy, acting with integrity, and building trust with the people around us. Love is not just a feeling, it's an active choice we make every day. The heart of leading with love is the powerful concept of leading by example. The old saying, actions speak louder than words, holds especially true in leadership. It's easy to tell others what to do, but it's far more impactful to show them through your own behavior how love, kindness, and respect should be demonstrated in everyday life. True leadership is about authenticity and consistency, living in a way that others can look at you and say, that is someone I can trust. That is someone whose actions align with their words. Leading by example means embodying the principles you advocate for. If you wish for others to show compassion, you must first show it yourself. If you expect honesty and integrity from those around you, your own actions must reflect these values. It's not enough to simply give a speech about how important love and kindness are. They must be woven into the very fabric of your actions. Every decision you make, every interaction you have, and every challenge you face is an opportunity to demonstrate the kind of leader you wish to be. When you lead by example, you create a culture of trust and respect. People begin to see that what you stand for is not just a theory, but a lived reality. You set a standard of behavior that others can look to for guidance. And here's the thing, the more you demonstrate these loving behaviors, the more they become ingrained in the culture around you. People will start to mirror your actions. The power of leading by example is that it creates a ripple effect others follow, not because they are told to, but because they see you doing it first. Leading by example also means being willing to show vulnerability. Leadership isn't about being perfect or always having the answers. It's about showing others that being human, with all of our strengths and imperfections, is okay. When you admit when you are wrong, apologize when needed, and ask for help when necessary, you demonstrate humility and authenticity. This kind of vulnerability is a profound act of love. It shows others that it's okay to be imperfect, that they don't have to hide their true selves to be valued. In fact, it makes them more likely to trust you and engage in meaningful, open relationships. Moreover, leading by example means recognizing that your words have power. The way you speak to others, especially in moments of stress or disagreement, is a reflection of your leadership. If you speak with compassion and care, if you prioritize understanding over judgment, you teach others to do the same. Your words, paired with your actions, serve as a model for those around you. By leading with love in every situation, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, you set a tone that permeates the entire environment. People are watching even when you think they aren't. So take the responsibility of leadership seriously and remember that you have the ability to shape your environment with every choice you make. The example you set will determine the kind of culture you cultivate and the kind of relationships you build. When love guides your actions, it becomes the foundation upon which others can stand and thrive. In the end, leading by example isn't just about being a role model, it's about creating a ripple effect of positive, loving behavior that can influence and inspire everyone around you. Empathy is one of the most powerful and transformative qualities that a leader can possess, and it is at the very core of leading with love. To truly lead with love, we must cultivate a deep sense of empathy, not just as a theoretical concept, but as an active practice in every aspect of our lives. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, to see the world through their eyes and appreciate their perspective, even if it differs from your own. It is this understanding that fosters genuine connection and trust, which are the foundations of any healthy relationship or thriving organization. When we speak of cultivating empathy, we are not simply asking people to feel sympathy for others. Sympathy is often about feeling sorry for someone, while empathy is about truly connecting with them on an emotional level. Empathy goes beyond mere acknowledgement of another person's struggles or triumphs. It requires an active effort to step outside of our own experiences and put ourselves in another's shoes. This practice not only enhances communication but also promotes deeper understanding and care, both of which are essential when leading with love. In a leadership context, empathy involves listening to others without judgment or preconceived notions. It means putting aside your own thoughts, distractions, and biases to fully hear and absorb what someone is expressing. Active listening is a cornerstone of empathy. It's not just hearing the words someone is saying, but also paying attention to their tone, body language, and the unspoken emotions behind their words. By truly listening in this way, you communicate to others that they are valued and that their feelings matter. This fosters an environment of safety where people feel comfortable expressing themselves without fear of judgment or rejection. When empathy is actively cultivated, it allows leaders to build stronger relationships with their teams, communities, and loved ones. It creates a foundation of trust. As people feel seen, heard, and understood, they are more likely to engage authentically, share their ideas, and contribute to collective goals when they know that their emotions and perspectives are respected. A leader who listens with empathy not only gains insight into their team's needs, desires, and challenges, but also helps to remove barriers to communication, creating a more cohesive and collaborative environment. Empathy also plays a crucial role in conflict resolution. In any group or organization, disagreements are inevitable. However, it is the way these conflicts are approached that makes the difference between a fractured team and one that is resilient and united. When faced with conflict, an empathetic leader seeks to understand the underlying emotions and motivations driving each side. They don't rush to judgment or take sides. Instead, they seek a solution that honors everyone's feelings and perspectives. This approach fosters an atmosphere of fairness, respect, and mutual understanding, allowing individuals to feel heard and valued even in difficult situations. Furthermore, cultivating empathy enables leaders to support the personal and professional growth of others. It's about recognizing the unique strengths, challenges, and aspirations of those you lead and tailoring your approach to meet them where they are. An empathetic leader does not adopt a one-size-fits-all approach, but instead takes the time to understand what motivates each person and what they need to succeed. This level of individualized attention can significantly boost morale, increase job satisfaction, and enhance performance as people feel their individual needs and goals are acknowledged and supported. Additionally, empathy helps to create a culture of inclusivity. It allows leaders to recognize and address the challenges faced by people from diverse backgrounds, helping to ensure that everyone feels equal and valued regardless of their race, gender, age, or socioeconomic status. When empathy is practiced, it breaks down the walls of discrimination, bias, and prejudice, fostering a sense of belonging that is essential for a thriving and healthy environment. Cultivating empathy also requires patience and self awareness. It is not always easy to step outside of our own experiences and perceptions, especially when we feel strongly about something or are preoccupied with our own challenges. However, the more we practice empathy, the more naturally it becomes part of our leadership style. By intentionally choosing to empathize with others, whether it's a team member, a colleague, or a loved one, we open ourselves to deeper connections and a more profound sense of shared humanity. To cultivate empathy, it is important to create opportunities for reflection and self examination. Leaders should regularly ask themselves how they can better understand the emotions and experiences of others. They should also be open to feedback from those they lead, as this can offer invaluable insights into how their actions and words are perceived. A leader who is committed to empathy is always learning, growing, and adapting their approach to ensure that they are fully attuned to the needs of the people they serve. Empathy is not just about understanding others, it's about taking meaningful action to support them. Whether it's offering a kind word, providing resources for growth, or simply lending a listening ear, the goal is to make others feel seen, respected, and cared for. By consistently practicing empathy, leaders not only create a more compassionate and connected environment, but also inspire those around them to do the same. Through this ripple effect, empathy becomes a core value that strengthens relationships, enhances collaboration, and promotes a culture of love and understanding. One of the most powerful ways to lead with love is by fostering an environment where collaboration is prioritized over competition. In a world that often celebrates individual success and rewards personal achievement, it can be easy to fall into the trap of seeing others as rivals rather than allies. However, leading with love means breaking away from this mindset and recognizing that true strength lies in working together toward a common goal. Competition, in its traditional sense, focuses on individuals or groups vying for superiority, often at the expense of others. It creates a win-lose scenario where someone has to lose for someone else to win. This can breed animosity, division, and a lack of trust, especially within teams or communities. While healthy competition can certainly spur innovation and personal growth, when taken to extremes, it can erode relationships and hinder collective progress. Leading with love means shifting the focus from competing against one another to collaborating and lifting each other up. When collaboration is prioritized, the focus shifts to a win-win mentality. Everyone involved is seen as a contributor, each with unique skills and perspectives that can enhance the group's overall success. Collaboration fosters mutual respect and recognition as people come together to combine their talents and ideas rather than trying to outshine one another. When people feel that their contributions are valued, they are more likely to engage fully, bringing their best selves to the table. A culture of collaboration also ensures that no one feels left behind. It creates a sense of collective ownership where everyone feels responsible for the outcome and everyone has a role to play. Moreover, collaboration over competition leads to more innovative solutions. When people are encouraged to share their ideas freely, without the fear of being overshadowed or dismissed, creativity flourishes. In a competitive environment, individuals often guard their ideas, worried that someone else might take credit for their work or beat them to the finish line. In contrast, collaboration opens the door for brainstorming, diverse input, and the cross-pollination of ideas. Different perspectives and experiences can lead to solutions that no one person could have arrived at on their own. In a collaborative environment, the emphasis is on building relationships and creating a supportive network. Each person is seen not as an obstacle to be overcome, but as a partner who can contribute to the larger vision. By encouraging collaboration, leaders create a sense of community and belonging, where individuals feel that their success is interdependent on the success of others. This sense of interconnection fosters a deeper level of trust and camaraderie as people recognize that they are all in it together. Another important aspect of encouraging collaboration over competition is that it helps reduce the stress and pressure that often accompany individual achievement. In competitive environments, there can be a constant feeling of needing to prove oneself, to outperform others, or to be seen as the best. This can create anxiety, burnout, and a sense of isolation. In a collaborative environment, however, the focus is on shared goals and mutual support. People feel less burdened by the need to constantly prove themselves as they know they are part of a collective effort where everyone's contributions are valued. This can lead to a healthier, more sustainable work environment where people can thrive without fear of failure or judgment. Encouraging collaboration also strengthens communication within teams and organizations. When people are encouraged to work together, they naturally engage in more open and transparent conversations. This leads to greater alignment and fewer misunderstandings as team members learn to listen to each other's ideas and perspectives. Clear communication fosters stronger relationships, reduces conflict, and ensures that everyone is on the same page, working toward a common objective. Furthermore, collaboration enables leaders to identify and nurture the diverse strengths of each individual within the group. No two people are alike, and each person brings something unique to the table. By promoting collaboration, leaders can help individuals recognize how their individual talents can complement and enhance the skills of others. This creates a sense of unity where each person understands their role in the larger framework and can see the value in the contributions of their peers. For leaders, promoting collaboration requires intentional effort and clear guidance. It's not enough to simply say, let's work together. Leaders must actively cultivate an environment that encourages teamwork, fosters open communication, and celebrates shared success. This can be done through team building activities, creating opportunities for cross functional collaboration, and setting clear goals that everyone can work toward together. Leaders should also model collaborative behavior, showing their team how to share information, ask for help when needed, and offer support to others. Leading by example in this way demonstrates the importance of teamwork and sets the tone for others to follow. A collaborative environment also nurtures a sense of accountability. In a competitive setting, individuals may work in isolation, focus solely on their own tasks and objectives. But in a collaborative setting, everyone is invested in the success of the group as a whole. This shared responsibility means that people are more likely to follow through on commitments, support one another when challenges arise, and celebrate each other's successes. When people are held accountable not just to their own goals, but to the collective goals of the group, it strengthens the sense of teamwork and encourages a deeper commitment to the mission. Collaboration over competition doesn't mean that individual achievements should be ignored or that there's no room for personal recognition. It simply means that the collective success is the priority. A leader who embraces collaboration understands the importance of celebrating individual accomplishments while also recognizing how those accomplishments contribute to the larger team or organizational goals. By framing individual success as part of the group's success, leaders can foster a culture where people feel valued both as individuals and as contributors to the collective effort. When collaboration is encouraged, it creates a culture where people are excited to work together, to share their knowledge, and to support each other. It breeds trust, enhances creativity, and fosters a sense of shared purpose. Ultimately, a collaborative environment leads to greater innovation, stronger relationships, and a more inclusive and supportive atmosphere where everyone has the opportunity to succeed. By shifting the focus from competition to collaboration, leaders create an environment where love, respect, and shared success are at the forefront. Active listening is one of the most essential skills for leading with love, yet it is often overlooked or misunderstood. Too often we listen with the intent to respond rather than with the intent to understand. In our fast paced world, where communication is often rushed or distracted, truly listening to someone can feel like a rare gift. However, active listening is a profound way to show others that you value them, their perspectives, and their feelings. It is one of the most powerful ways to lead with love, as it fosters trust, strengthens relationships, and creates a safe space for people to express themselves. To practice active listening, one must first let go of the habit of thinking about what to say next while someone is speaking. This requires mindfulness and presence, being fully engaged in the conversation, giving the speaker your undivided attention, and showing genuine interest in what they have to say. Active listening is about more than just hearing words. It is about paying attention to the speaker's tone, body language, and emotions. It is about understanding the message behind the words, as well as the underlying feelings and needs that may not be immediately obvious. When we listen actively, we show that we value the speaker's perspective. It communicates that their thoughts and feelings are important and worth our time. This is a powerful form of respect, as it acknowledges the inherent worth of the other person and their experience. By listening deeply, you are affirming that their voice matters, and this can be incredibly empowering for those you lead. In a world where people often feel overlooked or unheard, active listening can be a profound way to make someone feel seen and validated. Active listening also helps to prevent misunderstandings and miscommunications. Often, when we are not fully engaged in a conversation, we may misinterpret what the other person is saying, leading to confusion or conflict. By actively listening, you ensure that you have a clear understanding of the speaker's words and intentions, which helps to avoid unnecessary misunderstandings. When people feel that they are truly being heard, it reduces the likelihood of frustration or feelings of being ignored. This can create a much more harmonious and productive environment where conflicts are minimized and mutual understanding is prioritized. In addition, active listening plays a crucial role in problem solving and conflict resolution. When people feel heard, they are more likely to be open to finding a solution because they trust that their concerns have been taken seriously. Listening with empathy allows leaders to gain a deeper understanding of the issues at hand and to respond in a way that addresses the root causes of the problem rather than just the surface level symptoms. This creates an atmosphere of collaboration where both parties feel respected and understood, and where the focus is on finding solutions rather than assigning blame. Another important aspect of active listening is the ability to ask thoughtful, clarifying questions. When you ask questions in response to what someone has said, it shows that you are genuinely trying to understand their point of view. Clarifying questions help to uncover the full depth of the speaker's message, allowing you to address their concerns more effectively. These questions also encourage the speaker to expand on their thoughts and feelings, leading to deeper conversations and stronger connections. For example, asking, "Can you tell me more about that?" or "How did that make you feel?" encourages the speaker to elaborate on their experience and create space for them to express themselves more fully. Active listening also involves being aware of nonverbal cues. Our body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice can communicate just as much, if not more, than our words. As a leader, being mindful of these cues in others can help you understand their emotional state and respond in a way that is more supportive and empathetic. Similarly, being aware of your own nonverbal communication can help you signal that you are fully engaged in the conversation. Making eye contact, nodding to show understanding, and maintaining an open posture are all ways to demonstrate that you are present and receptive to the speaker's message. One of the most powerful elements of active listening is the practice of reflection. Reflective listening involves paraphrasing or summarizing what the speaker has said to ensure that you understand their message correctly. This technique helps to confirm that you have heard them accurately and gives them an opportunity to clarify anything that may have been misunderstood. For example, you might say, "What I hear you saying is that you're feeling frustrated because of the lack of communication on the project. Is that right?" This not only shows that you are listening attentively, but also reinforces the speaker's feelings and concerns. It helps to build trust, as the speaker knows that you are genuinely invested in understanding them. For leaders, active listening is a tool for building rapport and strengthening relationships. When people feel heard, they are more likely to trust and respect the person they are communicating with. This trust is the foundation of any successful leadership dynamic, as it allows for open, honest conversations and a willingness to collaborate. Active listening also demonstrates humility and emotional intelligence, as it shows that the leader is willing to set aside their own agenda in order to focus on the needs and feelings of others. This willingness to listen without judgment fosters a sense of psychological safety, where individuals feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and ideas without fear of criticism. Moreover, active listening can lead to personal growth for the listener as well. By listening to others with an open mind, you expose yourself to new ideas, perspectives, and experiences. This can broaden your understanding of the world and challenge your own assumptions and biases. It encourages a mindset of continuous learning where you remain open to new information and are willing to evolve as a leader. Active listening fosters a deeper connection with others, and as you grow in your understanding of their experiences, you also grow in your ability to lead with love and compassion. In practice, active listening requires patience and discipline. It takes conscious effort to resist the urge to interrupt, to hold off on offering advice, and to be fully present in the moment. It also requires the ability to listen without judgment, recognizing that everyone has their own unique experiences, emotions, and viewpoints, which may differ from your own. While this may not always be easy, it is through this act of deep listening that leaders can foster more meaningful relationships, create a culture of mutual respect, and lead with greater love and understanding. In a world that is becoming increasingly interconnected and diverse, celebrating diversity is not just a nice thing to do, it is a fundamental aspect of leading with love. Diversity, in all its forms, enhances creativity, fosters innovation, and enriches our understanding of the world. When we celebrate diversity, we honor the unique backgrounds, experiences, and perspectives that each person brings to the table. Leading with love means embracing and actively promoting a culture where everyone's differences are recognized, appreciated, and celebrated. At the core of celebrating diversity is the understanding that no two individuals are exactly alike. We all come from different walks of life with distinct histories, cultural influences, and personal experiences that shape who we are. These differences are not barriers to be overcome or challenges to be minimized. Rather, they are sources of strength and richness. Every individual has something unique to offer, and it is through the combination of diverse ideas and viewpoints that we can solve complex problems, drive innovation, and create a more inclusive and equitable environment. When leaders celebrate diversity, they foster an environment where people feel valued for who they are, not just for their skills or contributions. People from different backgrounds bring different perspectives to the table, and these perspectives can help us approach challenges in new and creative ways. By recognizing and embracing these differences, leaders can build stronger teams that are more resilient, adaptable, and innovative. When everyone feels comfortable expressing their true selves, they are more likely to contribute their ideas, take risks, and collaborate effectively. One of the key aspects of celebrating diversity is understanding that diversity goes beyond just race, ethnicity, or nationality. It encompasses a wide range of characteristics, including gender, sexual orientation, age, disability, socioeconomic status, and even thought processes or personality types. A truly diverse and inclusive environment is one that recognizes and values all of these different dimensions of identity. Leaders must strive to create spaces where people from all walks of life feel welcome, respected, and included. In practical terms, celebrating diversity means actively seeking out diverse voices and perspectives. It involves creating opportunities for individuals from different backgrounds to share their ideas and experiences, whether through team discussions, brainstorming sessions, or formal feedback processes. This can be done by ensuring that hiring practices are inclusive, that leadership roles are accessible to individuals from diverse backgrounds, and that policies and practices are in place to support and celebrate diversity in all its forms. It also means providing platforms for underrepresented voices to be heard, whether that is through mentorship programs, affinity groups, or diversity focused initiatives. A critical component of celebrating diversity is education. Leaders must ensure that their teams are educated about the value of diversity and inclusion, and that they understand how unconscious biases can impact decision making and interactions. By providing training and resources on diversity, equity, and inclusion, leaders can help individuals become more aware of their own biases and learn how to work more effectively with people from different backgrounds. Education can also help to dismantle stereotypes and prejudices, which can be barriers to effective collaboration and understanding. Furthermore, celebrating diversity requires that leaders create a culture of inclusion. Inclusion means not only recognizing and embracing differences, but also seeing that everyone has an equal opportunity to participate, contribute, and succeed. In an inclusive environment, individuals are not just tolerated for their differences, they are actively welcomed and encouraged to bring their full selves to the table. Inclusion is about ensuring that everyone's voice is heard, that they have the resources and support they need to thrive, and that they feel a sense of belonging and community within the organization. Leaders who celebrate diversity also need to address and challenge discrimination and inequality wherever they arise. This means taking a proactive stance in confronting biases and systemic inequalities that can prevent individuals from feeling fully included and valued. It requires creating and enforcing policies that promote fairness and equity, as well as holding individuals accountable for behaviors that undermine the principles of inclusion and respect. By taking a strong stand against discrimination, leaders can create a culture where everyone feels safe, respected, and able to reach their full potential. In addition to promoting diversity within teams and organizations, leaders must also celebrate the value that diverse communities bring to the larger society. A leader who is committed to celebrating diversity recognizes that a diverse society is one that is more vibrant, dynamic, and innovative. Diversity is not just a matter of representation, but of ensuring that every person has access to the opportunities and resources they need to succeed. Leaders should strive to be allies to marginalized groups, supporting policies and initiatives that promote social justice, equity, and access for all. One of the most powerful aspects of celebrating diversity is the impact it has on building stronger relationships. When we embrace diversity, we open ourselves up to learning from others, expanding our worldview, and challenging our own assumptions. This deepens our connections with people as we begin to see the world through their eyes and appreciate the unique experiences that shape their perspectives. Celebrating diversity allows us to engage in meaningful dialogue, build mutual understanding, and foster deeper connections with people from all walks of life. These relationships are built on trust, respect, and shared values, and they form the foundation of strong, cohesive communities and organizations. Leaders who celebrate diversity also inspire others to do the same. By setting the example and creating a culture of inclusion, leaders encourage their teams to embrace diversity and to take an active role in promoting respect and understanding. This can have a ripple effect, spreading from the organization to the broader community. When diversity is celebrated in a meaningful way, it not only enriches the lives of individuals within the organization, but also contributes to a more inclusive and harmonious society. Moreover, celebrating diversity is essential to building resilience and adaptability. In today's fast changing world, organizations and communities that embrace diversity are better equipped to navigate challenges and capitalize on new opportunities. Diverse teams bring different skills, perspectives, and approaches to problem solving, which can help organizations adapt more quickly to change and overcome obstacles. By fostering a culture that values diversity, leaders create environments where people feel empowered to contribute their unique ideas and solutions, resulting in a more agile and resilient organization. Ultimately, celebrating diversity is about recognizing the inherent value in every individual and the unique contributions they make. It's about creating spaces where people feel empowered to be themselves, where they can bring their full selves to work or to their communities, and where their differences are celebrated rather than marginalized. When leaders embrace diversity with love and intention, they create environments that are not only more inclusive and equitable, but also more creative, innovative, and effective. In doing so, they foster a sense of belonging, pride, and purpose for everyone involved. Leading by example is one of the most powerful ways to embody the principles of love in leadership. As leaders, our actions speak louder than our words, and the way we conduct ourselves sets the tone for everyone else. If we expect others to show kindness, integrity, empathy, and respect, we must first demonstrate these qualities ourselves. Leading by example is not just about modeling good behavior in certain moments, but about consistently embodying the values and principles that we wish to see in others. It requires a deep commitment to personal growth, self-awareness, and a willingness to hold ourselves accountable. At the heart of leading by example is authenticity. Leaders who lead with love do not wear masks or try to project an image that doesn't align with who they truly are. They are transparent, honest, and vulnerable, which allows others to connect with them on a deeper level. When leaders are authentic, they invite others to be themselves as well. They create an environment where people feel safe to express their true thoughts and emotions, which fosters a culture of trust and respect. Authenticity is the foundation of meaningful relationships, and when leaders model this behavior, they encourage others to do the same. Leading by example also requires consistency. It's easy to demonstrate certain behaviors when it's convenient or when we're in a good mood, but true leadership is about being consistent in our actions, even when it's difficult. For example, a leader who emphasizes the importance of collaboration, but then isolates themselves or fails to communicate openly with their team sends mixed messages. On the other hand, when a leader consistently demonstrates collaboration, transparency, and respect, they set the expectation for others to follow suit. The consistency with which a leader embodies their values and principles shows others that these behaviors are not optional but are integral to the culture they are building. Moreover, leading by example means taking responsibility for our actions and owning up to our mistakes. No leader is perfect, and mistakes are inevitable. However, how a leader handles failure speaks volumes about their character and integrity. Leaders who lead with love are not afraid to admit when they're wrong, apologize when necessary, and learn from their mistakes. This fosters a culture of accountability where others feel comfortable doing the same. When a leader takes ownership of their actions, they show humility and create an environment where growth and learning are prioritized over blame and shame. Another key aspect of leading by example is demonstrating empathy and compassion. Leaders who lead with love are not just concerned with the success of the organization, but with the well being of the people within it. They take the time to understand the challenges their team members face, both professionally and personally. They offer support when needed, celebrate successes, and offer encouragement during tough times. By consistently demonstrating empathy and compassion, leaders show that they care about their team members as individuals, not just as workers or performers. This builds strong bonds of trust and loyalty, which are essential for creating a positive and thriving work culture. Furthermore, leaders who lead by example inspire others to take ownership of their own behavior and actions. When leaders consistently demonstrate the values they expect from their teams, they create a ripple effect. Team members are more likely to adopt similar behaviors because they see the positive impact that these actions have on the organization as a whole. For example, a leader who models kindness and respect toward others will inspire their team to do the same. When a leader leads by example, they set the standard for the entire organization and create a culture where people feel motivated to live up to those standards. Leading by example also involves leading with integrity. Integrity is about doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Leaders who act with integrity inspire trust and respect from those around them. When leaders consistently demonstrate honesty, fairness, and ethical behavior, they build a reputation for reliability and trustworthiness. This is crucial for creating a culture of respect where people feel safe and confident in their interactions. Integrity is not just about following the rules, but about acting in alignment with one's values and principles, even in difficult or challenging situations. In addition to modeling behavior, leading by example means prioritizing self-care and well-being. Leaders who take care of their physical, mental, and emotional health set an important example for their teams. When leaders practice self-care, they show that it is okay to take time for oneself and that health and well-being should not be sacrificed for the sake of work. Leaders who model healthy work-life balance, stress management, and self-care practices encourage their team members to do the same, which ultimately leads to greater productivity, creativity, and satisfaction. By prioritizing their own well-being, leaders demonstrate that taking care of oneself is not only a personal responsibility, but also a professional one. Another critical element of leading by example is demonstrating a strong work ethic and commitment to the organization's mission and values. A leader who is dedicated to their work and passionate about the organization's goals inspires others to be equally committed. When leaders show up fully and consistently give their best effort, they set a standard for the rest of the team. Leaders who work hard, make thoughtful decisions, and demonstrate resilience in the face of challenges encourage their teams to approach their work with the same level of dedication and perseverance. This kind of leadership fosters a culture of excellence where everyone is motivated to contribute their best. Leading by example also involves showing respect for others. Respect is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship, and leaders who demonstrate respect for their teams create an environment where mutual respect flourishes. This means listening attentively to others, valuing their opinions, and treating everyone with fairness and dignity. Leaders who lead with respect inspire others to do the same, creating a culture where collaboration, trust, and positive communication thrive. One of the most significant aspects of leading by example is that it encourages others to step into leadership roles themselves. When a leader demonstrates the qualities they want to see in others, such as integrity, empathy, hard work, and respect, they empower their team members to take initiative and step up as leaders. A leader who leads by example doesn't just command authority, they inspire others to lead with the same values and principles. This is how sustainable, values driven leadership is cultivated. Leaders who empower others by demonstrating love, respect, and integrity set the stage for future leaders to emerge, creating a ripple effect of positive leadership throughout the organization. Finally, leading by example also involves practicing gratitude. Leaders who express appreciation for their teams, whether through simple thank yous, public recognition, or personalized gestures of appreciation, create an environment where people feel valued and motivated. Gratitude helps to build strong, positive relationships and fosters a culture of positivity and mutual respect. When leaders show gratitude, they not only acknowledge the contributions of their team members, but also create an atmosphere of love and care where people feel recognized and supported. Leading by example is about embodying the values you want to instill in others, consistently demonstrating those values in your actions, decisions, and interactions. It requires deep self awareness, humility, and a commitment to personal growth. When leaders lead by example, they create a culture of love, trust, respect, and accountability. They set the standard for what is expected, and through their actions, they inspire others to follow. Leading by example is the truest form of leadership because it doesn't rely on titles, authority, or position. It relies on the ability to inspire and uplift others through authentic, values driven actions. Fostering a culture of collaboration and support is a crucial element of leading with love, as it emphasizes the power of unity, shared goals, and collective effort in achieving success. Leadership that encourages collaboration and provides the necessary support for individuals to thrive can create a more cohesive, innovative, and productive environment. When leaders promote collaboration and provide resources and encouragement, they create a sense of belonging and shared purpose among their teams, making everyone feel valued and capable of contributing their best. At its core, collaboration is about working together toward a common goal. However, it's much more than just a group of individuals coming together to complete a task. True collaboration involves a deep sense of interdependence, where each member's unique strengths, perspectives, and skills are recognized and leveraged. This creates a sense of synergy where the collective effort is greater than the sum of individual contributions. Leaders who foster a culture of collaboration actively encourage team members to share ideas, insights, and expertise, and they create opportunities for individuals to come together to problem solve, innovate, and create solutions. One of the first steps in fostering a collaborative culture is establishing a clear vision and shared purpose. When the team understands the why behind their work, why their project, initiative, or goal matters, they are more motivated to contribute and engage with the collective effort. Leaders who communicate this vision effectively and consistently ensure that all team members are aligned with the same goals, making it easier for them to collaborate and coordinate their effort. This sense of shared purpose helps individuals see the bigger picture beyond their individual roles and encourages them to contribute meaningfully to the team's success. In a collaborative culture, everyone's voice matters. A key element of collaboration is ensuring that all team members feel comfortable expressing their ideas and opinions, regardless of their position or experience level. Leaders who encourage open dialogue and actively listen to their team members foster an environment where diverse perspectives are not only welcomed but sought after. This promotes a more inclusive environment where creativity and innovation can thrive as people from different backgrounds, experiences, and skill sets bring unique solutions to the table. Encouraging diverse viewpoints and constructive feedback can lead to more well-rounded, effective solutions that may not have emerged in a more siloed or hierarchical environment. To foster a culture of collaboration, it is also important to recognize that collaboration doesn't happen automatically. It requires intentional effort and support from leaders. Leaders should create structures and systems that enable collaboration, such as providing opportunities for cross functional teamwork, creating shared workspaces, or using technology to facilitate communication and idea sharing. When teams are given the tools and platforms to collaborate effectively, they are more likely to engage in productive discussions, share knowledge, and support one another in achieving common goals. Moreover, collaboration is rooted in trust. For individuals to work together effectively, they must trust each other's skills, judgment, and commitment to the shared goals. Leaders can build trust within their teams by being transparent, reliable, and accountable. When leaders model trustworthiness, they set the standard for the rest of the team, showing that collaboration can only be successful when there is mutual respect and confidence. Trust is a two-way street. While leaders must trust their teams to do their part, they must also foster an environment where team members feel safe to trust each other without fear of judgment, failure, or rejection. When trust is present, collaboration flows more freely, and team members are more willing to support each other and take risks, knowing they will be supported. Alongside trust, empathy is an essential ingredient for fostering collaboration. Leaders who lead with empathy understand that their team members may be facing challenges outside of their work that could affect their performance or well being. By taking the time to understand each person's needs, challenges, and emotions, leaders can create a culture where team members feel supported, respected, and valued. Empathy in leadership also means recognizing the different work styles, communication preferences, and strengths of each individual and making an effort to ensure that everyone's needs are met within the collaborative environment. When team members feel that their well-being and personal growth are supported, they are more likely to engage in collaboration and contribute to the overall success of the team. In addition to empathy, effective communication is essential in a culture of collaboration. Open, clear, and transparent communication ensures that everyone is on the same page and has the information they need to make informed decisions. Leaders who foster collaboration encourage ongoing communication, ensuring that team members feel comfortable sharing updates, asking questions, and offering feedback. Effective communication also means listening actively and providing constructive feedback when necessary. When communication is open and inclusive, it prevents misunderstandings, reduces conflict, and strengthens relationships among team members. A collaborative culture also thrives on a sense of mutual respect. Each team member brings something valuable to the table, and it's essential that leaders encourage a culture where everyone's contributions are recognized and appreciated. This can be done through public acknowledgement, celebrating achievements, and ensuring that each person feels that their work is valued. When leaders foster a sense of mutual respect, team members are more likely to support one another, celebrate each other's successes, and collaborate more willingly. A respectful environment also minimizes toxic behaviors such as competition, jealousy, or disrespect, which can hinder collaboration and undermine team morale. Leaders who foster a culture of collaboration also empower their teams to take ownership of their work and make decisions. Collaborative leadership is about guiding the team, but it's also about giving individuals the autonomy and trust to take initiative and contribute their unique ideas. Empowering team members to take ownership of projects and tasks not only boosts their confidence but also fosters a sense of shared responsibility and accountability. When individuals feel that their contributions matter and that they have a voice in decision-making processes, they are more likely to be engaged, motivated, and committed to the success of the team. Equally important in fostering a culture of collaboration is the willingness to provide support when needed. Leaders must ensure that their teams have the resources, guidance, and encouragement necessary to succeed. This may involve providing mentorship, offering constructive feedback, removing roadblocks, or ensuring that team members have the training and development opportunities they need to grow. A culture of support also involves recognizing that people may struggle or need help at different points in their work. A leader should be there to provide guidance or assistance as necessary. Leaders who offer support show that they care about the well being and success of their team members, which fosters loyalty and commitment. Lastly, fostering collaboration involves recognizing and celebrating the success of the team as a whole, not just individual accomplishments. When leaders celebrate the achievements of the entire team, they reinforce the idea that collective success is more valuable than individual recognition. This can be done through team building activities, group recognition, or celebrating milestones together. Celebrating team successes not only boosts morale, but also strengthens the sense of unity, reinforcing the idea that everyone plays an essential role in achieving the common goal. It cultivates a sense of pride in the work that is done together and deepens the commitment to future collaboration. By fostering a culture of collaboration and support, leaders create an environment where individuals can thrive, teams can innovate, and collective success is possible. This culture not only leads to better results, but also builds a sense of belonging, camaraderie, and shared purpose, making it easier for everyone to contribute their best work. Leading with love means understanding that collaboration is at the heart of sustainable success, and it requires intentional effort to nurture, support, and guide teams toward achieving their goals together. When leaders prioritize collaboration and support, they set the stage for a culture where people are empowered to succeed, grow, and contribute to a greater purpose. In conclusion, leading with love is not just about inspiring others, it's about creating an environment where kindness, respect, and empathy are the driving forces behind every decision and action. When leaders lead with love, they foster trust, collaboration, and a sense of shared purpose that enables individuals to thrive both personally and professionally. It is through acts of empathy, authenticity, support, and celebration of diversity that leaders can build cultures that not only achieve great things but also make people feel valued, heard, and seen. As we move forward in a world that is constantly evolving, the importance of leading with love cannot be overstated. It is through this approach that we create environments where everyone has the opportunity to succeed, where individuals are empowered to bring their best selves to work, and where teams can collaborate and innovate with passion and unity. The impact of leading with love extends far beyond any immediate task or project. It shapes the long-term success and well-being of people, organizations, and communities. By embracing the principles of love in leadership, we can build stronger, more compassionate, and more successful teams. And as we continue to lead with love, we not only inspire those around us, but also pave the way for a future where kindness, respect, and collaboration are the foundations of everything we do.